Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. It is an act of justice. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Where you stand depends on where you sit. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, honesty, but humility. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Only free men can negotiate. Prisoners can't enter into contracts. Tread, softly breathe peacefully, and laugh hysterically. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. It is music and dancing that make me at peace with the world. We must use time creatively and forever realize that the time is always right to do right. A person does not become a freedom fighter in the hope of winning awards. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add that literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. If a man thinks badly of you, then he is worse than you. Those who are better than you just don't care about you. Know your enemy and learn about his favorite sport. To find out if your friend is loyal, ask him to lie to another friend. If someone ignores you, don't do these 3 mistakes. Number 1, overreact. Number 2, Show yourself sad and weak. Number 3, don't beg and request. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. Without language, one cannot talk to people and understand them. One cannot share their hopes and aspirations, grasp their history, appreciate their poetry, or savor their songs. It always seems impossible until it's done. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. I am not a saint unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success.